Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the Operation Monster Force Forgotten King. Now, I did review the Joe Fest exclusive. That is the glow-in-the-dark one, and it does glow in the dark pretty damn well. Well, we're going to take a look at this. He does have some blue translucent stuff that looks like it might be that glow in the dark, so we're going to find out. If it's not glow in the dark, I only think that it can make that other figure, well, rise in price, because you could do a lot of glow in the dark while obviously still keeping his suit looking how it is. But I mentioned before, with those translucent ones, it's really hard to do a review because you can't see all the detail. Obviously there is no paint. You can just feel how everything is, but glow in the dark plastic is actually softer, so everything is much smoother. But we're going to take a look at this. This is the 6th figure that I've reviewed. Doing 8 figures is an awful lot, so we're going to get to this one, take a look at him. I have to say, opening up the cover, he looks pretty damn sweet. Again, Forgotten King. He is number 5 in the book series or season series, however you want to discuss it. There is a little blurb about this whole thing, on what's going on, who he is, and there's a cross cell. On the inside, as we talked about, there is a comic panel that kind of discusses it a little bit, and it talks about it. And he was risen, they say, 6 months ago, and he was a king in Egypt, yet nobody knows who he is. He was absolutely erased from the whole history, which means he obviously was really powerful, and nothing is hurting this guy, and he can raise the dead. I have to look more into how the sleepwalkers work into it. Anyway, there is the figure, and I do think it looks pretty cool. That white suit is awesome. You gotta love like the pharaoh head and everything. And then, like you said, you can see the blue hands. He has regular hands, and I am wondering, the glow in the dark stuff, it might look really cool on him, and it might help the value of that thing if you're one of the lucky enough ones to have it. But anyway, let's get into this. Not look at this anymore, but before we do, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and then hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop an Operation Monster Force video. Let's go. All right, so I got the figure out. We're going to take a look at everything, see how he looks. First and foremost, we have the stand, Operation Monster Force. It is obviously the shape of a tombstone. You can see there's 2 pegs for it. Integrated in here, it says Operation Monster Force. They're all beat up. They're all the exact same. And you have the Forgotten King. So if you're going to set it down, you can actually see who he is. What does he come with? Lots of hands. I'm not going to lie, pretty much hands. So he has, let's see, some ungloved open hands. All right. They look pretty good. We've already seen this with like Van Helsing, but you can start, putting these on other figures. So if you want to army build, you got a couple punching fist hands. All right. On him, he has the C cup hands, and I am not seeing trigger hands. And I've mentioned before, every single figure should have trigger fingers because there are weapons in here. So now he has white fist hand. Oh, I'm sorry, white fist hands. We have white C cup hands. And again, the gloves have the knuckle dusters, but since they're all painted one color, it really does hide it. And then we have the open hands. I really do like the open hands, especially for monsters. If these weren't like a monster thing, these would be a cool hand to have, but I would say unnecessary. But as for monsters, I think they work really, really well. All right. Looking at everything here, he has these translucent ones. Now, I can just quickly look at this, and I'm going to say these are not glow in the dark, but we will definitely try it and see if they do glow in the dark. So he has these 2 fist hands. He has 2 karate chop hands, which we have not seen any karate chop hands. So why he has them in here, that I don't know. Looks like the glow in the dark one also had it. So then we have the 2 open hands, and then 2 C cup hands. So he doesn't have any trigger fingers, and that is a huge mistake in my personal opinion, especially if you're going to give him regular looking hands because maybe you want to create a new figure and you need a trigger finger. Here he has magic effects. So you got some bubbles right over here. It's just kind of blasting. These, I mean, you can see them over here. I do have it on him. They're decent, but they just kind of go around. You take the hand off and you'll put it right through, and we'll see how well they work. Here we have his staff. Now, this was one of the hardest things that I was able to try and, review on that figure because it's translucent. So looking here, you can tell he has some grip that's wrapped around it. It has this nice gold to it. I think it looks really good. You can see where this blue paint is. What looks to be, I guess it is gold. It looks like silver at the angle that I'm at. And we're going to be able to pop a couple things on here. Now, the thing that I did notice was they gave us 2 of these. And unless if I threw it away, I only got 1 of this with this guy here. So this is some sort of axe. Very sharp. So don't let your kids play with it. You can tell that it's kind of beat up. All right. Nice color on it. Paint looks good. And we're just going to plug that right in. And this one here I'm going to assume is the exact same. Yeah. So even though it looks nice, like it's been beat up, unfortunately they're the exact same. It would have been cool if they made 2, but I understand cost cutting there. And then we have the top of this. And you got to say, this looks way better than that. Just because you can't see any detail. So the nice blue there. Look at those eyes. That skull is obviously with that skull color. And that all looks really nice. Little skeletons right here, or skulls on the shoulder, and on the back you've got like a cracked head. So you can tell like this is supposed to be someone's head. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to plug. Not that I really need to show you guys. I'm assuming you know how to do it. So you can have this here, obviously. We can pop it off. Have a weapon such as this that he can fight on 2 different sides, or as I have on the guy over there, the way I'll probably keep it is he has it just like this. And that is actually pretty cool. All right. So take a look at this figure here. And I'll say right away, what he is he uses the exact same buck as Dracula. Same boots, same pants, same overlay. What is different is the upper torso. He has a different shirt on, and then he has a different shirt underneath it, whatever that's called, different vest, right? So quickly, we'll take a look at this head, and you can see those nice blue eyes. He has this. I like the gold. It's not shiny, which I think actually really fits in and makes him look darker and a little bit more menacing. Looks like the paint could maybe hit a little bit better there, like maybe it just missed. All right. This side, it looks really good. This side, it looks like it is just missing just a bit. On the back, he has a little, I don't know, is that, it almost looks like it's supposed to be some sort of, obviously not a necklace, but some sort of ring. Sorry, I keep hitting this thing. But it looks like it would move, except for, I mean, it is painted different. Well, I guess all this has a little bit of paint right on the edges. But look at the detail and the craft. And this is stuff that you either couldn't see or is really hard to see in the glow-in-the-dark translucent one. All right? So his articulation is the same there. We have your T-pose, bicep swivel, pinless elbows. All right? You have your wrist at swivel. He does have the same diaphragm cut, so he's going to rock like so. You can bend over to there, move side to side. I like the fact these all move side to side without a problem. The classified, some of them are an issue. You have your Jean-Claude Van Damme, your drop down hips. All right, so he can kick up straight or sit in a vehicle. There's your thigh cut, pinless double elbow, double knees, right? You get your boot cut, you get your ankle rockers. Ankle rockers, definitely you can hear that. But he's actually pretty smooth, all right? And all white, which I think looks really good. Now quickly we'll take a look at what he has here. Let's pop this head off so we can see it just a little bit better. All right, so what is different between Dracula and him is he has a different tie, so he's got a different upper torso, because that is not the same. I would assume the bottom is the same. And the vest that he's wearing, like the sword there, it looks actually pretty cool, is completely different. But from what I can tell, this is all the same. So the actual suit, the actual coat is the same. And as I mentioned with him, it's nice because you wouldn't want to see on something black like this. But I think on the white here, if this was all white, it just wouldn't work. All right. Maybe they could have done a different color tie. I guess he's not really making a statement, but just the gold buttons here really, really make this figure pop completely. And I think it's actually pretty good. All right. As for the hands, they pop out really easily. I know some people had complained that the shaft here is a little bit too short and doesn't look like a notch in. It does have some notches, and they fit in extremely nicely without any problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop on the white gloves. I like the white gloves because we can use it on a lot of different figures. Maybe a medic figure. He's going to have some white gloves. But you can see how easily that goes on there. And then we can pop this on. Ooh, the white gloves are really stiff. Not a lot of give at all. All right, with this here, pop this off. Throw on one of his magic spells. Now this is how it goes. I am not a huge fan of this. It is better than Marvel Legends, I will give you that. But I do think something like this kind of works when you have the hand kind of open like that. We'll pop this thing right back on here. And there you go. All right. So what I am going to do is I'm going to make a quick take a quick second. Let's shut off the lights and let's see if this does glow in the dark. Once again, I'm going to say that it is not going to, just from what we've seen in the past. I have this nice UV light. So I do have a computer on in the back. But once I hit it with this, you can kind of see that that is glowing. Let's turn this thing off because, you know what? It's a little too difficult to see. And that's if I get this thing to turn off. There you go. So you hit it with a UV light. Look at that. And you can see just how well that one glows, but none of this other stuff glows. But I hit all the stuff in here, and it's going to glow extremely nicely. All right. So we're going to do a little bit of mixing and matching in a second. What I am going to do is I got to turn everything off, and then we're going to do it. All right, so I only got one light on, so it'll be easier to turn everything off. I'm going to pop this off really quick. All right. Let's see if we can get everything off easily. You know this head's going to be hard to get off. This neck piece here. All right, actually came off really easily. All right, so here he is. Now he's the Headless Horseman. Now we're going to take this guy here. Pop these. I don't even know if we need to pop the hands off, because I have so many different hands here. Ooh, look at that. Neck came off right away. Look at this. I'm going to pop this on here. Hopefully that's good there. We're going to Man, you know, when you need something, you just can't. Oh, actually, it's because it's on him. So I guess that makes sense. I feel like I'm missing hands for him, though. Let's get rid of that. Thank you for bearing with me. While you're waiting, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're not, again, I told you, I think that this might actually help raise the value of your nice little Forgotten King Joe Fest exclusive if you don't have it. And I guess we got the hand on here. We'll leave this on here. Should we do this? You know what? Let's not. We'll make his hand that, but he needs some color to him, right? So just imagine this guy is now walking, and maybe this is when he decides that he is going to use his magical powers, right? And he's walking up to everyone, and this is how he actually does it. So let's just turn this thing off. Then we're going to hit this guy, and you guys can decide whether or not it's something you want to do. So we got nothing there. Look at this. If you don't have a UV light and you like black or glow in the dark, tell you what, you're missing out. Make sure you can pick one up. Look at that. Look how good that thing glows. That thing actually looks pretty badass. He looks way more menacing here than the all glow in the dark one. So super, super sweet there. And of course, the one thing that he does come with from Joe Fest is his own glow in the dark tombstone. So look at that. That is, there you go. That's pretty damn sweet. All right, I'm actually I think that's pretty damn awesome. All right, there you go. Let's wrap this up. All right, so that is my first impression of the Operation Monster Force Forgotten King. I really like the look of this figure. I like the plainness, but just the small little buttons on all white. His accessories are pretty cool. The paint looks good. If you like Mythic Legions, this is something you can obviously work into it. If you like G.I. Joe, you like Cobra, maybe something you like with Serpentor, I think it's going to work, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun. But all in all, I do have to say this. If you're one of the lucky ones that have the Joe Fest exclusive, well, then you can do this. And I'm going to say this, it really takes it next level with the glow in the dark. All right, so there you go. That is my Operation Monster Force Forgotten King review. I love the look of this figure. I really, really do. You don't get much with them, but man, if you have the Joe Fest exclusive, you can do some awesome photography shots with this. The glow in the dark is next level, way better than just the translucent blue. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Before I do, I'm going to do something special. Come up here. Come on. Come on. Roman wants to say hi because he's just been missing me, although he spent all day with me. I love you, buddy. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Before I do, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop an Operation Monster Force video. Now I'm going to get out of here, but what I'm going to do is up here is going to be another video for some sort of Operation Monster Force figure, and down here will be the playlist of all the figures that I've reviewed. Take care.